What's going on, everybody? I have some interesting topics to go over. Do a little short video on a few funny articles I found that go over just how ridiculous things are getting, because out of all the problems in the world, why are we making these kinds of things issues when they're really not? Such as this one about surfing, which I found kind of funny just from the title alone, because the title says it's a very serious issue. It's a very serious problem, and it must be dealt with. That's right, California surfing has a serious diversity problem, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I don't live in California, and I don't surf, mostly because, well, I don't, live somewhere even remotely close where I could go do something like this. However, California, I find this ridiculous. Like the whole state's near a beach. I feel like no matter where you're at, like you could go to a beach and probably get there fairly quickly compared to most people. Okay. So you have a lot of public beaches in California. Public beach means anybody can go there. Anybody can go there. Okay. You can go buy a surfboard. Hell, you can do it anonymously online. I looked at surfboards online, a couple $100. I don't know anything about quality or details of surfboards, but just doing a quick little Google shopping search, there's some on there for like up to $150 to a couple hundred. Some of them go for a lot of money. I don't know anything about them. But if you want to get into surfing and you are a POC, I would imagine here's what you need to do. You need to buy a surfboard and then go to the beach. You'd probably have to learn how to do it. I imagine you can't just get on it and do it. You'd have to learn how to balance and ride the wave or whatever. But if you want to, like anybody else, you can do that. What I found funny about this article isn't even talking about like professional surfing, if there is such a thing. I don't know. This article is just talking about going to do it in your spare time or as a hobby for fun. Apparently, it's a serious problem. If people want to surf in California, I'd imagine that anyone that wants to can do it. Like I said, you buy a surfboard and you go to the beach. Problem solved. But this is just another thing of them trying to push a bunch of nonsense that's really not an issue at all. I think this is ridiculous, and this is just pushing division and problems. There's no issue here. If you want to surf, go surf. Buy a surfboard and go. They're not private beaches. Like I said, like the whole state of California is near a beach. Go to one and go surf. Problem solved. So I didn't really get this one. Nobody is banned from the beach. This isn't 1960. Okay, it's 2020. Anybody can go, well, unless you're on some kind of crazy lockdown restriction and you can't go to a public beach, which is ridiculous. But for the most part, nobody is not allowed to buy a surfboard and go to the beach. Pretty sure anybody can do that. And if you were to go to the beach and you were told you couldn't go there because of what you looked like, I'd imagine you'd have a pretty easy lawsuit on your hand. So there you go. Next up, apparently everyone's got to wear a face mask now, but the people that are most affected are women. Apparently, face masks are giving men a license to leer and look at women and check them out, because this makes them anonymous. Women online are reporting a rise in aggressive eye contact from men en masse. Social media users are sharing stories of so much hard staring happening. UN Women UK Executive Director said to be aware of anonymity masks provide. Claire Burnett told female, like an email, like MAIL, female, we need to create an understanding that behavior like unwanted and persistent staring is intimidating. Well, first off, let's just weird with or without a mask to just stare at people. Nobody likes that. And I feel like there definitely are weirdos that do that for sure. But I don't think people just sit there and stare at people. So the big red flag to me on this is social media users. Okay, let's be 100% honest here. This is the 9 to 10% of Twitter that's extremely woke and extremely active, and they drive communication in the platform. So they're saying, oh my God, I was on the subway and this man was staring at me. It gets 3,000-4,000 likes, moves on. Then somebody else will say it, and so on and so on. I highly doubt this, but of course, everyone's got to wear a mask. How can we crap on men today? Well, there you go. So this one was kind of funny. And then, of course, scales, getting on a scale to see how much you weigh, that is also now racist, because of course it is. And then finally, I saw this one and thought this was kind of, well, not so much funny, kind of terrible. A man got a PPP fund. If you don't know what that is, that's a loan so that you can keep your business running. And he used it to fund hotels, jewelry, and buy a Lamborghini. This is always a problem when it comes to stuff like this. And it's an unfortunate problem with that whole loan and program that went out because it was so rushed that a lot of people had problems. And it's unfortunate because a lot of businesses, I guess, couldn't even get a loan. But then you have, guys like this abusing it and just going out and partying. Here's his Lamborghini, by the way. I don't know if he's going to get in any kind of trouble. Apparently, he is being charged, and he could face a $1 million fine and up to 30 years in prison for bank fraud. I hope he goes to jail, to be honest. It's pretty terrible and dishonest. Will he go to jail? No, probably not. I don't know anything about the guy. But, 9 times out of 10, these white-collar crimes, these people don't ever get in any trouble. So that's pretty much it. That's the final video of the day, unless something really big happens and I make another one. Tomorrow I'll have another story or two for you, and we will have a live stream tomorrow, as usual, around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's it. Leave me your comments. What do you guys think about all of this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video, make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I will see all of you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.